5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I ask unanimous consent to revise and extend.
Without objection, so ordered.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise today to discuss an issue of critical importance to my community, to Florida's 13th Congressional District, to Pinellas County, Florida, but also to coastal communities around the country, the issue of beach renourishment. And there is an urgency that I want to express today on behalf of communities like Treasure Island, Florida. The federal government has invested in beach renourishment for the past 50 years, and it has done so alongside state and local municipalities and state and local governments who have also made a priority of investing in beach renourishment. This year alone, state and local governments will likely invest nearly $100 million in beach renourishment projects, and it is for good reason. Beach renourishment addresses a very critical issue of pre-storm mitigation. It protects communities from flooding. It protects communities from losses to property, from losses to critical infrastructure. And it ultimately reduces disaster assistance when such assistance is needed. Beach renourishment also protects our environment. It protects against damage to habitats, to critical environments. It encourages stronger environments, cleaner environments. And perhaps most importantly, beach renourishment programs invested in by state and local governments and our federal government contributes to jobs and economic growth in communities across the country. We have industries that exist in communities in my district, like Clearwater Beach and St. Pete Beach, communities across the country whose jobs and economic growth, local economy relies on international visitors and visitors from around the country. In Florida alone, we will more than double visits to our beaches as compared to visits to all U.S. national parks combined. It takes jobs and employees to support those visitors, and it is critical to our local economy that we continue the investment in beach renourishment projects. And so I rise today with a sense of urgency. When this House, this body, considered the Water Resources Reform and Development Act, it passed a responsible bill, but one that did not include continued authorization for important beach renourishment projects. That legislation is now in conference, and I am here today to ask my colleagues that we not let this provision slip by. We must reauthorize these programs. And so I would urge the conferees on the Water Resources Reform and Development Act to strongly consider bringing back language that reauthorizes programs, or at least allows for the reauthorization of programs that are soon to expire. I ask my colleagues to be receptive to that language should it come back. And I would like to thank today my chairman on the Transportation and Infrastructure Committee for allowing me to work with him in the very few weeks that I have been here on this issue that is of critical importance to my district, but also to districts around the country. I appreciate your consideration. I appreciate the opportunity today. Mr. Speaker, I yield back. Thank you.
Gentleman yields back.